Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Hello, everybody. I'm your host, Eric Bird, here at StopStrugglingNow.com. And tonight, February 2026, stock market record highs. Are you partaking in this boom that we talked about on Friday? Shame on you if you're not, but it's okay. It can be rectified. You still have time to get this wealth building underneath your belt if you have not started. Start tomorrow. Start tonight. And we have a lot to talk about. Please come along for the ride and enjoy what we're going to talk about. The chat room is wide open to everybody. And welcome. Stop Struggling Now gear. Check. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. Now, let's get to it. All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I want to thank you so much for being here for the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream, because a lot has been going on over the last 3 days, over the weekend, and there's no stopping the train that is rising back to the top. If you're a gold and silver stacker, gold is now back over 5,000. Silver is back over $80 per ounce, 5,000 per ounce. It's rising because nothing has changed. The fundamentals are the same. Just because the markets can be manipulated does not mean everything is fine and dandy. But it does mean that you should be taking advantage on all fronts. Down below in the description box, I started them early, so you have no excuse. If you guys need some help, findhelp.org. You'll see that in the chat room. Everybody that's watching this live, if you see it on replay, hey, if you have the mobile device, then you're going to have to click the first comments of the chat and then swipe left or swipe right. Either way, a message should come up. If you want to get to the live stream chat, you have to say tap. Simple as that. Tap. And they'll open up the live stream chat area. So therefore, you'll be able to use the links. And for some of you, the links are down below in the description box. So don't be shy out here. Get on with the program, because once again, you never know who needs help out here. And it's the Money Making Monday live stream. Remember, other things, hold on, there's other things. If you are in debt, down below in the chat room and down below in the description box after the live stream on replay, you will see you can email a person at Money Ladder. So it's Tracy, Tracy, at, sorry, hold on, reverse. Tracy, the first part is correct. TRACY.sharpe, SHARP as in Paul E, at moneyladder.com. Let him know you're from the SSN Nation fam. And he told you to come. Eric said, come over here. I need some help with my debt. I need it restructured, reorganized. Can you help me? She will figure out a way to help you, ladies and gentlemen. Reduce your debt and use some of that debt. Once you free up some debt, then use that to make more money. It's that simple. All right. So hopefully that helps you out. It's in the chat room already. Scroll up in case you're new and just showed up. It's there. All right. It's that simple. And again, it will be in the chat room down below for you. So you don't have to worry about that at all. So just keep that in mind in the description box. So, in fact, while I'm doing this, let me start looking around so I can add a few things. Oh, and by the way, since the stock market is having all-time record highs, as we have discussed before, we're not using technicals. Let me explain. Not using technicals. Why do I say not using technicals really? Is because if you know that the top 7 companies are going to buy back their shares of stock starting 2 years ago for 3 to 5 years and spend 30 to 35 billion dollars, you know the stock prices are going to go up, right? That means they can manipulate the market, right? So therefore, we're going to have all-time record highs. We already knew this. It has nothing to do with the Federal Reserve reducing the interest rate, as you can see, because they didn't do anything. So somebody's going to gaslight you later on and say, oh, see, if they were to reduce the Federal Reserve rate, it would have broken records. Well, they should not be able to gaslight SSN Nation members, because you're going to be like, we didn't need you to worry about reducing the rates because stock market record highs happen without reducing the rate. We don't really care about reducing the rate. What we care about is opportunity. We want a stable economy. We want inflation to go down. That's what we want. Make that happen. Everything else will fall into place, but the stock market is still going to hit all-time record highs regardless. So we want a better life for all. How do you get a better life? You reduce your debt, you buy assets. Some of those assets that people are unfamiliar with is the first thing that comes to their mind is I'm going to go buy a house. That's not an asset, ladies and gentlemen. That's a lifetime of renting. And yes, there is a caveat, because even though it's a liability, because inflation kicks in, prices rise, you believe, of course, rightfully so, that you're making money in a short period of time. If you buy a $500,000 house and it goes up 20%, that's $600,000. You now have equity of a little over $100,000 because you've been making monthly payments. So now another 2 years go by and now your house could be worth $650,000. So now you have $150,000. A lot of people are very smart. They tap into it and they buy assets, because if you can get a real estate or HELOC, home equity line of credit, and they can give it to you for 3.5, 3%, then that means you're going to borrow the money and now you can invest it into something that gives you 9 or 10%. So you can easily pay that back, right? So a lot of people have done that. Then other people said, let me go buy some of these toys that are liabilities, boats, cars, motorcycles, whatever, that gives them no return, which is not wise, ladies and gentlemen. Anytime you borrow money, you want a return from it. That should be your first clue to assets. If you're borrowing money, you should be buying assets that pay you. It's that simple. The all-time record highs is going to continue, ladies and gentlemen. So I suggest, if you still haven't downloaded the apps to get your free shares of stock, which I don't know how people would not have by now, but we have Robinhood, Webull, Moomoo. It's that simple. All right. So I'm going to put those in the chat room. And then I have something else to add. Wealthfront. Because there's a lot of people that doesn't care about the all-time record highs of the stock market and don't trade them individually. So you can get into an ETF type of option for you, which is called Wealthfront. Wealthfront is the last link that is posted in what I just put in the chat room, and it'll be down below as well. This is anybody that has under $4,900. Wealthfront doesn't even charge you a fee. When you go over that amount, that's when they start charging their fee. All right. So that is a win for people that don't have that much. And again, in case you're new here, we know the numbers already. Maybe you don't know the numbers. 6 out of 10 people in America don't have $500 in their bank account. 7 out of 10 people in America don't have $1,000 in their bank account. 7 out of 10, not 1,000 in their bank account. 6 out of 10, not 500 in their bank account. That should wake you up. That is a hefty percent of our population with prices rising. And by the way, that was 2024 numbers. I don't know what happened in 2025. It's probably worse because prices rose. So obviously, you probably have less money available to you in your bank account. But we do know this as well. 80% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck during the month. 85% of Canadians live paycheck to paycheck during the month. Keep all of that in mind because there is a cause and effect on what's going to happen later. And that's why you need to get your assets. And that's why tonight I was talking about it's February 2026, stock market all-time record highs. Are you sitting on the sidelines? Shame on you. Also, some of you may notice that you saw something at the top of the chat room called Bancus. Why did I talk about Bancus? As I'm going to talk about them every time I do a live stream, is because you have crypto, you can download to your own crypto Visa MasterCard. Instead of sending it to the exchange, you can send it to your Visa MasterCard and use it immediately. As soon as it gets there, use it. You can also send people, that's why you should tell your friends and family, refer them, because you can send people money on the Bancus app. Direct, no fee. So if I send you $500, you get $500. If I send you 1,000, you get 1,000. If I send you 3,000, you get 3,000. There's no fee. The only fee is the one-time fee when you load it. And that fee is kind of hefty in my opinion. It's 4%. But it's freedom because it's not regulated in the United States. It's a Mexico City product and company. So therefore, I don't have to send it back crypto because you upload with crypto, USDT or USDC. I don't have to send it to a SEC, central exchange. And everybody probably has heard of Coinbase, right? People have heard of Gemini. People have heard of all these other crypto.coms. Guess what? They're all regulated by the United States government. So when you withdraw, they can hold you up and be like, oh, no, we'll wait a few days. Just like when you load money onto their platforms. Nah, we wait a few days kind of thing. Nope. Fine. It makes sense to wait a few days if somebody sends you money and you take instant deposits. Because you never know if you haven't gotten the money out of the bank account yet. So kind of makes sense. But once you've transferred it into crypto and you send it out, they're sending a report to the United States government. Again, I have no problem with that. I'm just saying I don't like the United States government knowing anything and they're trying to know more. That is the problem. You guys aren't understanding where this goes next. And unfortunately, most people are behind the curve and not protecting themselves. So here's the other thing about this all-time record highs. That means you're going to have to invest in assets. Those assets are going to pay you. Do you want to leave them in the paper money, that fiat money that's worthless almost? It's going down in value, causing inflation. So when there's inflation, that means your dollar can't buy the same amount. So that means your dollar is losing value, correct? Okay, hopefully you guys understand this. Your dollar's only going to keep losing it because your dollar is a debt note. That is how much debt has been printed up by the Federal Reserve. So when you look at the clock and it says, oh, we're $38 trillion in deficit, those dollar bills represent the debt, ladies and gentlemen. It doesn't represent something good. It represents an IOU. Every time you're passing a 20, 100, a 50, whatever around, those are debt notes. Okay? They decrease in value. Kind of like when you're doing stocks and there's a premium on the immediate money So something immediate, the premium is higher versus longer out, the premium may be lower because yesterday's price is not today's price. Today's price is going to be more than yesterday's price. You're devaluing. We are devaluing the currency. Every country devalues its currency, just so everybody gets this straight. But America has the world currency, and you live in America, you're in trouble, ladies and gentlemen. So this all-time record high stock market, you want to partake. So should you not learn how to at least buy stocks? Number one. And if that's not going to be good enough because it's a buy and hold for the most part, you want to buy dividend stocks, fine, but that still means you're buying it and holding. And so it's not going to generate enough unless you have hundreds of thousands of dollars where you say, okay, I'm putting in $100,000. I found out I can get 14% from AGNC stock annually. So that means I get 14,000. So, okay, so you go, that's roughly $1,000, $1,200, $1,300 per month. That's extra money. Plus I still have the 100,000 or a little bit more in there or a little bit less, but I'm still getting dividends every month. Okay, maybe that works for you. But a lot of people don't have $100,000 to do that, or 200 or 300 or 400, but it's exponential. A millionaire would say, oh, sure, I'll take 1,400, 1,200 a month. 12,000 a month is what the millionaire would say. Yeah, I have no problem. I'll just take the 12,000 per month. That'll work for me. See how it works? That's why you want to buy assets. The stock market can help you in a short amount of time. This is why all these records are going to keep going, because the wealthy are manipulating the markets. They are taking advantage because they know there is a downtime. There's coming. It's just not yet. And the point is, December 31st, 2026 is the SSN Nation deadline. And you need a 775 credit score. And that's why in the chat room, I have tracy.sharpe with an E at the end at moneyladder.com. Email her, let her know I want to reduce my debt. Go see her. Don't file bankruptcy. Don't do debt collectors. Do none of that. Just call her so you can get things in order and use that extra money to buy assets, even if it's so small. A little bit of cup of coffee will do you, as post-retirement travel always says. Just a little bit does, and it'll add up, ladies and gentlemen. But at the same time, you need something to explode. What's going to explode? Well, another business opportunity. Remember I mentioned Bancus? If you refer other people, they deposit, guess what? You get 1% every time. How about when somebody has to order their card? That's right, that crypto MasterCard debit card that you can use at the ATM machine, but you cannot use at a bank because it's a true wealth black card. A lot of people don't know nothing about the cards that you just give somebody, has no name on it, and then you say you can go use it. You guys know about those cards? You heard of those before? I know it's rare. But the point is, that's what it acts like because it has the MasterCard logo and you can use a PIN. So who cares if it doesn't have a name on it? You know the PIN number, don't you? MasterCard, you signed for it, right? Does it really need a name? Does not. Doesn't have it. And it's to my delight. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, if I don't explain things clearly regarding why I get excited about the Bancus card, is because it can make people money. It can put you outside of the United States banking system. It uses crypto to load money, which also is outside the US banking system if you don't use a central exchange. So that's cool. And it's worldwide. And I can send another person that's inside Bancus money at zero cost to either party. So that means this has more uses worldwide because I have an ATM card just like you do that has the Visa or MasterCard logo on there, your bank account. But if I want to send somebody money halfway across the world, how can I do it? I can't Zelle them. I might be able to PayPal them, but there's going to be fees. Maybe if they're going to transfer the exchange of the money, if they do that, I don't even know. So now the question is, this opens up a whole door for the unbanked because you're not going to need a bank account as long as you have crypto access, which everybody does. long as you have internet. Nobody says you have to go through a central exchange. So, and even better, if you're one of the people that move to another country, like in America, we have a lot of immigrants, just like in the EU, a lot of immigrants from other countries, like they come for student or you come for a job, things like this. Can you imagine somebody uploads money and then they can send money to any of their relatives, family, friends that need money anywhere in the world, as long as they have a Bancus card or account? Well, they need a card too, because otherwise, so what if the money's in their account? They still need a card. How much is the card? The plastic card is now $50. That's the one that has a tap feature. All right. It's plastic. It costs $35 plus $15 shipping. It used to be 10. They had to raise the cost. It's 15 shipping now. So it's $50. And then there's an $85 metal card, but again, $15 shipping. So now the metal card is $100, but the metal card does not have the tap feature because metal cards, you can't get the chip in there, right, for the tap. Not yet, at least. So anyhow, there you go. Those are your two options. So you just have your family and friends order, use your link. If you don't, hey, you're going to have a link as soon as you use my link. And again, it's in the chat room. Look up at the top. And if you're new, who just showed up, once again, you have to understand I'm putting you in position just so you can make sure that you don't have to worry about once you make the money, who's going to be controlling it. We have a Clarity Act coming out in the United States, even with the February 2026 all-time record highs. They don't care nothing about that. They want to mess with crypto now. They want to track your crypto. They want to make sure they know about every transaction with crypto. Well, it's not quite that easy, ladies and gentlemen. It's on the blockchain. That means it's trackable if they know your wallet address. And they will know your wallet address because you use central exchanges because they're regulated in the United States. So again, just think about what I'm telling you. Read between the lines. You want a bank account outside the United States in another country. So if you travel outside the United States, you better bring the documentation. Bring your 2023 or 2024 tax paperwork or keep it on your phone or computer in a PDF so you can give it to another bank. Make sure you have your W-2s, year-end report if you're employed, or you have your company LLC paperwork, which you can usually have it downloaded also to show that you're the owner of a corporation. Because you're self-employed, you're going to have to show that. You're going to have to show up to 6 months worth of bank statements. And then you have a social security card and a passport and a driver's license because you need two forms of IDs usually. And so therefore, you can open up a bank account in another country most often if you're an American. All right. So, and even if you're not, it just depends on the country and depends on where you're from. They'll open up a bank account for you. You put a little bit of money in there that doesn't charge you a monthly fee. You get a debit card and everything. It can work anywhere in the world, just like the Bancus card because it has the MasterCard logo. Anywhere in the world, nobody can stop you except one thing. Just remember, it's protection, ladies and gentlemen. Let's just call it asset protection. All right. So make your stock money. You know what's going to happen. You have to invest in stocks. Some people would start going, well, list something off, Eric. Okay, I can't just because you got to do your own research. I mean, I could do some other things to make it simple because speak of the devil, we have Mr. Dividend in the house. Brian P., welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream. And he brings his tagline this evening. Happy day, Eric. I hope all is well with you and your family. Thank you so much. Happy day, SSN family. Smash that like button. How can I forget? Give it a one piece, ladies and gentlemen, no matter where you're listening or watching from, because you got to show it by the heart or the checkbox or the what else do we have? Hearts, check boxes, stars, any of those. Hit them up, ladies and gentlemen. Boxes. Just show some love from around the social media networks because we're out here. That's right. And tonight, also on the SSN Nation podcast. I want to welcome everybody for listening and thank you so much for your support. And Brian P., Mr. Dividend. Oh, why don't I give him some dividends, right? JEPQ. JEPQ around 10% dividend. That's a JP Morgan ETF. Go for it. How about you want more? AGNC. I mentioned this one earlier. You want about 12 to 13% return dividends every month? Okay, let's go. You want to talk some more? How about ORC to be around 15%, 14.5 annually at the price point now? You want some more? How about PSEC, which is around 15, 16% right now with their price points? How about a higher one? ARR, mortgage-backed securities. You guys like all those. Real estate investment trusts. Those are the ones I just gave you. All of these. Why should I care about real estate investment trusts? Well, you should have cared a few years back, a couple years back, because the stock price would have been lower, but it's okay because they're mortgage-backed securities or they're doing real estate investment trusts. They are going to refinance their loans, not how you think, how you would have to go through the bank and all that. They can go through the Federal Reserve and get a lower rate, 3.5% interest only for 15 years, or 10 with an option for another 5, or 15 years with option another 5, interest only, because they have higher rates, maybe 4.5, maybe 4.76. Who knows? But that's the point. They can refinance, lower their debt, and now pay more money in dividends or have freed up money to pay dividends. That goes a long way with the stock price as well. Keep up the great works, Eric. Thank you so much, man. Greatly appreciated. We are making money in here. Thank you so much. Businesses in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream. I think the Seamless Genius is in the house. She told us something about 7 or 8 months ago. I have to admit, I purposely have waited before I get my full endorsement because we have seen this in the past. Things popped out. Then all of a sudden, 6 months, 7 months, it's going great. Around the 8th or 9th month, there were hiccups. So now I'm going to find out tonight. Does this mean all is a go? Hey, bosses starts her tagline. Happy Monday. My money is still making money. This is what I wanted to hear. She's checking in February all-time stock market highs. This goes along with the boom. I love it. Okay, let's get to it. Biznessa, the Seamless Genius, is in the house. I believe it was an 8% return per week, ladies and gentlemen. And you can start with as low as $100. That's right. Can you believe this? And now it's been about 6 to 8 months that they've been giving weekly payouts. Is this still the way it's going? And do I have the percentage correct? 32% a month? Let us know. Seamless Genius, the floor is yours. We're going to hear, I hope, that it's still rolling. Tamara Larry, welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream. Another investor's in the house. Very happy to see you once again. Biznessa, here we go. Boss, it's a go. My friend Biff been with them 1 year as of March. 8% weekly. Okay, she's got another one. This is 11 months of cosign. And we know it's been 6 months, I believe, that you told me. I usually wait 6 months. Well, not usually. Before I would like, okay, 3-4 months going by, it's showing good. But 6 months, 7 months, it starts falling apart. Not this time, apparently. It's still rolling. 8% weekly. I will be signed up on Wednesday. So therefore, we will actually have to talk about it on Wednesday. And I will have a link, ladies and gentlemen. And Biznessa, please send me the link again, even though I still have it. So either way, let me know if everything's still the same. And I'll be, and I'm just going to admit right now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going to do nothing crazy. I might be putting in 1,000. Not 1,000. No. 2 zeros, 100, 200, 300 or less. Okay. It's going to be 100 to 300. That's it. I'm going to let it rock for a second, for a month at least, because now I know her friend's been doing 11. I'll wait for the year, but fine. It'll be a small amount. But 8% a week is still significant. 32% a month, ladies and gentlemen. Let's just put it in perspective. 1 month, you could have $132. 2 months, I'll just keep on the 32 because it starts getting hard because it's going to be more than $32. The next time it's going to be like 37 or 38 because we're going to have 164 for sure based on the $100, but we actually have 132 at 8%. So that's 13 times 8. So yeah, it's going to be a little more. So it's going to escalate quickly at 30 some percent. That's over 300. Wait a minute. That's 360% return. That's outrageous, you know. I'm still very cautious. I still can't believe this could happen, but it can happen. So, so I will have the links in there for everybody to see. All right. So hopefully you guys understand. Come back on Wednesday at 8:50 p.m. Eastern. I'll have a link. If Biznessa has a link, I'll have a link. Everybody can sign up and get their link and get their deposit on. You can start small at a 8% weekly return. You don't even have to start large. You can start at whatever you want to risk. All right. You don't have to start that quickly. Yes, I've made all my money back, 32% monthly. Yeah, exactly. And by the way, that 32% monthly means 3 months, ladies and gentlemen. You get back what you invested. Just so you know, because that's 96% and it's compounded off of if you leave the one, you don't take out the 32 for the month, you just let it roll over. Now you'll have 132. So it's a little bit, it actually, I haven't ran the numbers, but it's probably a little bit less than 3 months. It's probably 2 months. Yeah, it has to be three. No, not really. It could be 2.5 months since they pay you out weekly. Yeah, it could only be like 8, 10 weeks. It's going to be somewhere like 10 weeks. It's not going to take you because you're going to keep it in there and roll it over. So now you'll have 164, for instance. Okay, here's what I'm going to do right now. Just so everybody understands, because this is let's just get on with it. Okay. So I say let's just go with a cup of coffee for the week is $100, right? So you throw in $100 and you do times 32%. This is very easy. It's 132. Sorry, hold on a second. Okay, hold on. Okay, we know it's 132. All right. So now times, well, the other thing is it's compounding weekly too. So actually it's more than 132. Wait a minute. It's actually different. I have to compound it. So business, so you're gonna have to answer the question, please. So the first week I'm gonna have 108, but now the 108 is going to be compounded at 8%. So actually, it's not 32 for the month. It's more than that. Now that I'm thinking about it, times 8. Hold on a second. Let me just do this. Okay. 108 times 8%. Yeah. See, that's $8.64. So now I'm going to have the next week, I'm going to have 116.84 times 8%. Sorry. 116.84 times 8%. That equals $9.35. I rounded up to, instead of 34.70, I rounded up to 9.35. So now that means we are at, what is that? 9,625. We're at 26. We're at 126. So the following week, and I actually went under. It's a little more than that. It's like 126 and 60 cents or something. But I'm gonna go 126 times 8%. So if you leave it in there, that's $10. You're gonna have 136 after your first month, ladies and gentlemen. So that means if I'm compounding every week, let me know if I'm calculating this right. Do they compound the 8% on top every week? And if I leave it on there, they just do the 8% off of my total? Because if that's the case, then it's way more than 8% because you're compounding. You're not taking it out. So that means we are at 136 for the first 4 weeks. So if I do this right, that means another 4 weeks would be 278. So easily It's only going to take like 2 months. If you leave everything in there and compound it, I think you're only talking about 8 weeks. It's not even 10 weeks. It's less than 8 weeks. It's going to be close to 8 weeks. I'm down with that plan. Brian P., me too, man. I'm down with the plan. Come on, join us. I'm making 10K a month. I got receipts, y'all. Exactly. I will. Okay. I'll have the link on Wednesday night. Okay. I'll be signed up, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be signed up under Biznessa. She sent me a link already. I'll sign up, then you guys can sign up and we'll all join the party. But again, I'm just letting you guys know. Normally I would say I'm throwing down 1,000 or whatever. Nope. Right now I'm probably going to do somewhere between 100. It might even only be 100, 200, or 300. It's not going to be higher than that. Just so you guys understand. Because I don't even know how we upload yet, but we'll figure it out. Lowest investment is 100. Highest is 1 million. There we go. So in 4 weeks, you'll have 136, 137 if it compounds weekly, which I'm pretty sure it does because you're not going to touch it. So you just leave it in there. So that's 137. Now you go starting the 4th week. Let me just do something real quick. 137 times 8%. Now that's 10.96, but it's going to be a little more than that. But anyhow, we'll just make it $11. So now we're going to have 148, ladies and gentlemen, in the 5th week. 148, the 5th week. Now, 148 times 8% is 11.84. So we're going to be, I'll just round up to 12. So we're going to have 160 in 6 weeks. Okay. So then 160 times 8% is 12.8. So we're going to have 172. I rounded down. I should have rounded up, but we'll go 173 since it was 12.8. 173 times 8% on the 8th week. Now we have 186. We're at 187. Okay. So it's the 8th or the 9th week, ladies and gentlemen. You're going to be at, you double your money. So it's the 8th or the 9th week. So there you go. Just saying, you're doubling your money. And I'm assuming there's referral links as well. Okay. Can you add more money each month? Of course. Of course you can. You can add. Can you add more money? Yes, you can. Okay, let's go see. Hold on. No, boss, you must take your money out. It does not compound. Oh, I was getting all excited. Okay, well, it's not going to be 8 weeks. Forget it all I said. I was getting happy. Okay. So wait. Well, then what do? You have to put the money back in to compound it. Okay, then I don't understand. Okay, we'll figure it out. So when they give me, let's say I start with 100, they give me the $8. So why would I withdraw it? Wouldn't I just leave it in there? But you're saying I have to take it out. But I can just put it back in, right? I mean, there must be something. We'll figure it out. I have to go back in there and check it out. Okay, don't be cheap, boss. Put in a minimum 500, and I want you to see the magic. Oh man, she's like, maybe you can invite me and my boy Jonas onto the show to show you guys. Yep, I'm down with that. I'm down with that. You know how we do this. I'm good with rocking with that. If Jonas is available, and he wants to do something, then he can join us on Wednesday night. If that works, let me know what time. What's a good time? Wednesday at 8:50 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Cali time. That's 5:50 p.m. Pacific. Let me know. Yeah. Boss, can I call in to explain it to you? Unfortunately, no. I don't have call-ins. I mean, you have to be on screen. I don't have call-in capabilities. I don't know how to do that. In fact, I've been thinking about doing call-ins, which would be awesome. but I haven't been able to configure it, nor have I wanted to, quite frankly, because I'm busy doing family matters. But unfortunately, you can't call. The only thing you can do is you can actually come in to the live stream. But if you come in, I want you guys to be able to show screens and things like that. Because you can do it if you had a link right now, right? But the thing is, I'd like to schedule it so then people know. But let me know. If just send me an email, or if you know right now, you can tell me if we can do 5:50 p.m. Pacific, 8:50 p.m. Eastern on Wednesday. Let me know. All right. And anytime you want to come up, if you want to show screens, it's in the back office. But you got to get there. Okay, let's go. You can compound it. You just have to do it manually. Okay, that's what I was thinking. Right. In other words, you have to basically what happens is I'll just use a simple scenario. Well, it sounds like you have $100 in there. They give you $8, for instance. Let's say they give you $8. So now you can take that out and add it to the 100. I believe that's what you're saying. So that you got to do it manually. You can't just leave it in there and it rolls over. Okay. Okay. Fine. Let me know anytime. You know the time frames. Let me know. That way people are home. Hopefully it's still chilly out for the most part. People are home, so we'll even have more people interested, because it won't only be stock market record highs, ladies and gentlemen. It'll be your money reaching record highs without you hardly having to do anything, except I highly recommend you manage your money, because I'm going to say right now, here we go. You get paid every week. Some months have 5 weeks. I know. Exactly. That's why it was hard to do the compounding, but it looks like 8 weeks. Well, I shouldn't use the word compounding then, since it's actually you have to manually go in, withdraw, and deposit. But still, that's cool. I have no problem with that. In fact, I recommend that, because that way people stay in tune with it versus just like I would do. I'd like leave it. And then I don't even really care. Then it's 2 years, 3 years go by, and the next thing I know, I'm like, oh yeah, man, well, I forgot I got some money over here. And then I find out the thing changed or whatever. I'm not saying they would do that, but then I'm finding out, oh man, what's my login? I don't remember. Then you're like, well, I've done that so many times, it's ridiculous. So maybe it's a good thing that they actually make you come back and withdraw it instead of compound. So in other words, if you don't withdraw it, that means you're only going to still earn on the 100 or whatever you deposit. So some people are going to deposit 500, some people will deposit 1,000, some people will deposit 10. But again, I'm on something else I'm involved with myself. So like I said, that's probably why I'm going to do 100 to 300. She's like, do 500. You get paid every month. Some have 5 weeks. That is correct. In fact, is this one of them? This might be one of them. I mean, not this month. Next month might be one of them. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, depends when payouts are. If payouts are on Sunday, Monday, or Tuesday, then the month of March is going to have 5 weeks. If payout is Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, then it's only 4 weeks. And if it's April, 4 weeks. But if it's May, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday is going to be 5 weeks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, May is 5 weeks. And I believe so is August. Let's go look. August is 5 weeks. That also means what, November? Nope. Or is it October? Is it November or October? October. 5 weeks if it's Friday, Saturday. Yep. So those are the weeks. Okay. You put your money in. It's 5 weeks depending on when you put your money in. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah, make it back in 3 months. Okay. Yeah, normally it would be 3 months. I agree with you. But if you don't withdraw, then it can be faster. The way I look at it, especially since, was it May? I think it's going to be. Does not matter. Either way, it's cool. 8%. Who's going to bitch about 32% a month? It's 5 weeks, depending on when you put your money in. Okay. All right. Mine is Wednesday. My next 5 weeks is April, July, October, and December. There you go. There's always going to be 4 months a year. So everybody has a different payout day. Okay, cool. Well, I'm not going to speculate. I'm just going to get your link. I'm going to go look. I'm going to go sign up. And whoever wants to be on to talk about it, remember, they need a microphone. They could have a cell phone. It doesn't really matter. And probably should have, if you use a mic, you should probably have headphones or earphones. All right. And then if you want to show something on the screen, you can import it. You can load up PDFs or even your screen. You can show your screen and do all that. So that may be very, very helpful as well versus just voice. They can show people something. So that would be cool. So go ahead. I'm down. All right. And also, if you say, hey, let's do it at 5 p.m. Pacific, fine. It kind of doesn't matter, right? Whenever he's available on Wednesday, we can make that too. I mean, even if he says I can only do it in the afternoons, or you guys want to do it afternoon, that's fine too. But since we always have the late evening, why not do it late evening, right? So either way, it's all good. We'll make it happen. Okay, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Mine is Wednesday, next week's. All right, now let's get back into it because this is the whole point. It's Money Making Monday live stream. This is the whole point, right? Making money. So right on time, Biznessa, and the stock market record highs, that's good for you as well. But I'm going to tell you right now, I like something that continues to come in. This is similar to dividend stocks, except there's no dividend stocks that's going to pay you 30%, 32% a month. You can forget that. 32% annually? Okay, possibly, but not. And there's not even one that does that unless you're dealing with yield max ETFs or some other ETFs that deal with option trading to give money to their dividend holders or their stockholders. That's about the only way you're going to get in over 30% to 40 to 50 to 60% annually. So we'll see what happens. Okay, we're both in Cali, so I will let you know. All right, thanks. MDA 0214. Hey, it does sound risky. I know, sounds extremely. That's what we were talking about like 4 months ago, 5 months ago when she first mentioned it. I said from history, anything like this has always exploded because it ends up being a Ponzi. We've said this. It's highly risky. That's why I don't want to put in any amount of money. I'm like, I'll just take the little bit amount because if that thing works and continues to work, okay, get your money back, let it roll. The way I always look at it. Same rules apply. I'll wait 2 months and let's see what happens. Low risk that way. Whatever somebody wants to put in, if you feel comfortable with, like I told you, I'm putting in 100 to 300. It's going to be somewhere in that range. It might be 150, it might be 125, it might be 250, it might be 300, but I'm not putting no more in. It's simple as that. There's no reason because I can wait. I have no problem. If it works, I'll wait. I'm not going to be risking $5,000, $2,000, even $1,000. Let's just call it what it is. I understand the fact that it's working and somebody could put in 10 grand and now they got $800 for the week. I can understand how that would be appealing. But again, this is 2026. No more fails because crypto killed a lot of people, including myself, in 2022, 2023, all that stuff we were doing. So again, I'm doing low risk, low rewards. Okay, let's go. 40% for 40% for the 5 week months. Nice. That's correct. That is correct. It is risky, but I made my money back. I'm dealing with house money. Exactly. That's the whole point I'm trying to make. I'm like, that's why I'm going to start. I'll be like, okay, give me my initial investment back. Then we go. And I'll take out a little bit of profits too. But then we just let it go. And by the way, I think Brian P asked the question, you can add money. Can you add additional money? That's the other question. But anything like that, MDA0214, where's he at? Welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream. And he brings his tagline that he started it off with, sounds extremely risky, but would rather bet on myself and get better returns. Well, again, a lot of people cannot get 30% per month. So yeah, you can bet on yourself by doing your stock market trading, your options, incomes, and things like that. Again, you're one of the few that can do that. You're earning over 20% a month or 15% a month. There's a few. Not everybody can do that. All right. All right. All right. Do whatever makes you comfortable. I'm glad I put in just under 2K and make 11. There we go. I understand. Yes, you can add additional money. I have. Okay. There we go. There we go. So it's in there, ladies and gentlemen. So now let's get back into today. I'm going to make this short and sweet. It's 1 hour already. February 2026 stock market records. You guys cannot be sitting on the sidelines. I will keep saying this all year. You have until December 31st, 2026. Get your ducks in the row. Make sure you're making investments into stocks, dividends. If you want to do option trading, if you want to do any trading, stock market trading, you should be learning if you don't already know. You should be honing your skills if you already know. But this is the time. The volatility is there for you. The stock market is almost as predictable as it will ever get at the moment because the volatility will happen. Now you have to understand why, study, and pay attention. So once again, that's what MDA does. That's what DIM Pals does. That's what Brian P does. These guys are out here uh, um, post-retirement travel. All these guys, they study the markets. All right. So therefore, they're able to make extra money that ordinary citizens cannot. You're leaving all this money on the table, but you're taking a risk, ladies and gentlemen, is the other thing. So I have to say, I have to say, I got a call today, or I got my renewal for my hosting account. I have GoDaddy, right? And I was like, these guys added, what would you call? Let me see, what's that percentage? 40? Yeah, 40%. Yeah, it's 40%. Those guys raised my host account 40%. I was like, what the heck's going on, man? I was like, nah, that's not going to work for me. And they're like, oh, well, we have this other options that's back down to what you're paying. I was like, what do you, I got offended. I got offended. You guys know what happens when people do this to me? You know what happens. That means they're not going to be my hosting. They're not hosting nothing anymore. You know that. Some will be looking for a new hosting account for Stop Struggling Now, which also means it's no better time to create a new website. In fact, I might even try AI to see what happens. So we will see how it goes. James Way's in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream. And he brings his tagline this evening. Hello, all. Glad to be here. Glad to see you once again, man. Hopefully everything's going well. Hope everyone stays out the cold. That's right, because the rent is too damn high. And P.S. I had trouble getting on the bank card webinar. Did the entry info change? No, it was Eagle1 is the password. Capital E for Eagle 1, the number 1. Unless, not on Tuesday, tomorrow at 2 p.m. and 8 p.m. Hold on a second. Let me go make sure I didn't give you guys the wrong one. Let me go look at this. Yeah, that's the one. Eagle 1. That's the link. That's the one. Tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Eastern. Check it out. I'll be checking out at 2 p.m. myself. And when you're on that call, they gave out the WhatsApp. Now, on the WhatsApp I have SSN Lifestyle. These guys are finicky. And so being in the WhatsApp group, they saw I had SSN Lifestyle as the WhatsApp. They said, "Oh, we don't allow business accounts. You got to change it to your own name." I'm like, I don't know how to change it to my own name because I only have one cell phone number. I mean, I do have a Google number, but just like my usual self, I used it temporarily for some reason to port over something. And of course, I don't know my Google number. But the fact of the matter is, I can't change it. I can't have two WhatsApps under the same phone number, apparently, unless somebody here can tell me you can do it. I don't know how to do it. So, anyhow, I can't even be in their WhatsApp group because it's under SSN Lifestyle as a business name. I was like, fine. I don't need to be in your group. I really don't care. I'm not a group kind of guy, anyhow. I don't really care. I was just trying to get it so in case because they post up information in their WhatsApp group. And I'm like, that's kind of pertinent if a person's actually has the Bancus card, but since you have some sort of rule about, I'm like, man, that's kind of minor. I don't know why you would care. They want everybody's name who's in the group, and I'm pretty sure so they can check and see who's actually owns or purchased a card. Now, the reason why I don't have my card is because my card is not sent to where I'm located at right now. So my card, I'm going to wait because people have started getting their cards. And I have some other things that I want also from my mail. So I'm going to wait till the end of this week. And then I'm going to request my mail to be sent to me. And I should have it probably Monday, Tuesday. So next Wednesday, not this Wednesday coming up, but the following Wednesday, I should have my MasterCard, Bancus card. All right. Hopefully so. So then I can show you guys and we can get into it. All right. So, yes, that's it for tomorrow at 2 p.m. You see it on the screen, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Don't be shy out here. Okay. So, once again, I'm going to end this short tonight because I didn't really have anything to say other than I don't know what you guys are waiting for to learn about the stock market and the different opportunities. There's a reason why the wealthy continue to get wealthier is because there's so many different ways that you can make money from the stock market. There's all type of derivatives. So if you're like MDA, DIM pals, and you guys like and post-retirement travel, and you guys like to do options and trading such as that, then get good at it. And that's why I have the Candlestick Bible, which, again, to me, helps people out. It just gives you an idea. You have to form your way of investing. So it just gives you an idea of candles, but there could be trend lines. There's a whole bunch to this. There's no simple way other than learning, and then it becomes a simple way for you. Once you learn, you have your own ways of marketing and trading. Oops, that didn't work. Wait a minute. Why? Oh, okay. I see what I did. Okay, here we go. Okay, Tamar Larry. Nice to see you once again. Brian P. Okay, we can add more money. Let's go. I moved this way up. Whatever amount you put in, you get that back in 3 months, 5 weeks. Mine is Wednesday. Okay. We are both in Cali, so I will let you know. Cool. MDA sounds extremely risky. All right. Yes, you can add additional money. Yes. Okay. Candlestick Bible just came up. There we go. All right. So now I'm back in to where I need to be. So there we have it. All right. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I see something new. I'm going to wrap this up again. I've already given you guys everything you need to get into the stock market game and the crypto game and to help people worldwide for the unbanked. Because now you don't even need a bank account, but you do need to be involved with crypto. So now you win another way. So you're not locked into your financial system fiat. If you deal with crypto, now you have a card that you can transfer into MasterCard without going to what, an exchange location, fiat to fiat. No, it's ready to go. It's already operational. This is not new. And they're bringing out another product. So I would advise you to be on the call tomorrow because there's some things that's supposed to be coming out either next week or the week after. So there's some great news that's coming out. In fact, let me see something right now. Hold on. Brian P., I'm not going to be doing any emails today because this right here is going to be on iHeartRadio podcast and all that. If anybody have any questions, you can always hit me up at support@stopstrugglingnow.com or wherever you're viewing. You can always make a comment if it's allowed down below, and I'll be checking those and getting back with you that way. But support@stopstrugglingnow.com, you can always find me. All right. Any questions you have, and on any of our videos, you make a comment, I will see it. Sometimes it's 2 days, 3 days later. For some reason, I don't get it, but I answer every message. All right. Just so you know, every comment I usually check, just so you know. All right. So let's go with something else as well before we get out of here. Let me see what that, I'm trying to think what that message was. Here we go. Let's go. Same. There was some message afterwards. Oh, I thought I same like disregard date. Guess I didn't. Oh, well, it doesn't really matter. Anybody that has the card already, if you have a metal card, it's a Visa metal card. They're going to send you out a new card. And it's not going to be a metal card. It's going to be the plastic card. And you have a digital card now too online, which is kind of cool too, in your back office. So your Visa card, metal card, will still work, just so you understand. All right. So that's cool. All right. Let's go. If there's anything else you guys want to discuss, let me know. Because otherwise, I'm going to wrap this up. Why does this keep going back? Keeps going back. Okay. I don't know why. Good night. All right. I will send you an email, boss. This is a true winner. Yep. Looks like a winner to me. I'm glad I went for it. You never know where your blessings are. Exactly. That's why I usually go for some things I normally wouldn't. And that's why I didn't go already. I wasted like 3-4 months myself. So, hey, it works. Brian P. says, hey, Eric, what's up, man? What isn't a risk today? Hey, tell me about it. Everything's at risk. Your money's going down the tubes if you do nothing. So you have to do something. This is Europe before they went to the euro. All their currencies was basically doing exactly this, decreasing in value, costing their citizens more money, inflation, because losing value of your currency means it costs you more to buy the same thing. So they were all like, hold on, man, we're about to F up our whole EU economy. So we better join forces. And that's how it all came about. And then when Britain, or whatever you want to call them, the UK, they decided to defect from the euro, that messed up their whole economic system because now they're a standalone currency again. So people had to go up and down with that. Ended up being Brexit was good for some and not good for others. But that was crazy. Good night. BTC 70,000. Exactly. It went from 60 to 70. So again, a lot of you whose dollar cost average is higher, I would highly suggest that you buy. Highly suggest. It went down to its 50. Well, yeah, it went down to their 50% like it was supposed to. This happens like every 4 years or so. It went down to 50%, which was 59.9. It was 120. You know what? Let me go look at something because I don't know if it was 125. What's BTC highest ever? I think it went to 126, if I'm not mistaken. I think I saw 126. Yes, 126,198 October 6th. That was the high. So it's 126. So now I don't have to say it was 125 or 126. It's 126,198. That was the high in October 6, 2025. All right. That's my deceased brother's birthday. Okay. Um, Here it is, November, December, January, and here it is, February. 4 months. 50% was 59.9. History says it rises back up. I mean, a lot of manipulation going on right now. So it's probably still going to go back up. But this has nothing to do with if the stock market crumbles. We've seen what happens. It goes down. That's not a good sign. Stock market crumbles and gold and silver rises. That is a good sign. That is what's supposed to happen. People move their money into safe havens. That was supposed to be safe until that went from 5,500 down to 4,000. Like, what the heck? Silver went from 115 down to 116, 17, down to $70. Or it actually even went under 70 briefly to 66 or something. I was like, holy smokes. It was brief, but I was like, are you kidding me? It went under 70 even, but now it's back up to 80, 81. So again, buy in at certain times, you become profitable. Buy the dip, as they say. All right, we're going to wrap this up. A lot of dividend kings are risky, especially Coca-Cola. You know, Coca-Cola is in every country except two. Guaranteed money. Yeah, Coca-Cola and Pepsi. Um, they're winners. They're winners. Netflix is 81. Jeez, I never thought that would happen. Good grief. That's incredible. That would seem to be a bargain, but is it really? Study the financials, ladies and gentlemen. You determine. No matter what you invest in. Yeah, Coca-Cola has been giving out dividends for Jesus, 70 years at least. 75, 80, maybe 80 years. You know what? Why guess? How long has Coca-Cola uh, um, uh, let's go. Let's go look. Let's go see. How long have they been giving out dividends? Since 1963. There you go. 60, what is that? 70, 60. 62 years. 63 consecutive years as of early 2026. Quarterly dividends, ladies and gentlemen. And they're going to keep giving them out. 51 cents per share. That's more than they used to. That's $2. Wait a minute. Are you? They're two something now, right? Oh gosh. Okay. Okay. What is it? What is it? What is Coca-Cola stock price? Is it 200 or something? 77.97, and the dividend is 2.62%, which is below inflation. So that makes it kind of weird. Year over year stock price, that just makes it weird. 52-week high, 79.20, 52-week low, 63.66. Up 20% year over year. Most people aren't going to be mad. Plus receive 2.6. Most people aren't going to be mad. 53% over 5 years, which gives you around 10.5% a year. So most people aren't going to be mad at that. And they're going to keep rolling because they accumulate. So that, I mean, he's right. MDA is correct. If you start looking at Coca-Cola, you get appreciation plus the 2.62. So it's been happening. And it's going to continue to happen. They have aquifers, they have the water, they have the cokes, they have so many businesses around the world. It's crazy. So does Pepsi. They're both the same. Although I don't know about Pepsi's because Coke is the one. All right. Just so you understand. Don't drink the stuff though. Let's get real. I'm just saying, don't drink this stuff. All right. Don't be a consumer. That stuff's bad for you. All right. Just stop. Hey, all right. But from an investment standpoint, it does happen to be what he said. Dividend King is exactly right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to wrap it up. I want to thank everybody for being here this evening, and I appreciate your support. I love you guys very much. But once again, please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. And I know it's hard right here. All right? You can see it every day in the streets, on TV, on social media. There's a lot of turmoil going on. So a lot of distractions are happening, along with prices just aren't going to stop. Your electric bills, have you guys opened up your package, your envelopes, your insurances, your premiums, and all this, your health care bills? Have you opened those up and looked at them seriously? Things are getting out of control. But what's not getting out of control is the stock market. It's going to keep breaking all-time record highs because the stock market is not Main Street. It's corporations that have an end that allow them to do things that ordinary citizens cannot do. If you could do what corporations did, then you would be fine. If you got the same tax cut, tax breaks, you would be fine. If you were able to cut off expenses, you'd be fine. All right. So just keep all of that in mind. It's going to get tougher. So you're going to have to pull yourself up by the bootstraps, as the wording says, and make sure you reduce your debt. It's simple. You have to. I gave you some tools that can get you some help. You're going to have to do this. I'm on the Dave Ramsey program right now. We have no choice. We are spending money out of control, our government. So we have no choice. Total disregard for printing money. And that just is a recipe for inflation by itself, even if you had no tariffs. And with tariffs, that means things are going to get worse. With volatility with other countries, it's going to get worse. So therefore, you have to make more money. Right now, you can do it because you can ride the coattails of the stock market easily. But you got to learn. If you haven't learned already, I studied for 4 months. I'm still not very, very good. I want to be better, but I still have to study all the time. This is like, if you want to be good at something, normally time and studying and experience comes into play, right? The longer you start getting into it, involved, understanding, make it a part of your study habit, go to spend some time with it. And then it's 1 year goes by, then 2 years goes by. All of a sudden things start to make sense for you because everybody trades differently. But then you now start getting good and you now fish for life. That's how everything is. All right. You get better with time. And then every now and then something crazy comes up, like what the Seamless Genius was talking about again tonight. So we're going to look forward into that on Wednesday, and I'll see you guys on Wednesday. Be safe out here because you never know what's going to happen. There's a lot of people going crazy, rightfully so. There's a lot of people that has anger in their hearts. A lot of people who don't mind what happens to other human beings. A lot of people that do mind what happens to other human beings. And there's some people who are mean and indifferent to what happens to people in our society, which is sad. So stop struggling now. We care what happens to you. We want everybody to win. That's it. So with that said, ladies and gentlemen, just make sure no matter what you do, keep your head up, keep moving, and I'm out.